Hello, Realtor friends. I hope you're all doing well. In case you don't know me, I am Jana May, and I'm a Realtor with Exit Magic City Realty in Birmingham, Alabama. And man, did we have an amazing day in Birmingham today. Tami Bonnell, who is the CEO of Exit International, came to our office today. Yes, an international real estate CEO came to our office and spoke to us. And she is so inspiring and approachable. But the real reason why she was down here from Massachusetts is because she joined Troy and Kathy Dooley and Frankie Joel. We love Frankie Joel. To open 6 new exit offices in the Mississippi and Alabama region. Yes, I said 6. 6 new exit offices. We're going to turn Alabama, Mississippi teal. So for a quick introduction, here is Tami's LinkedIn bio, and I'm going to read it because I don't want to miss anything. And this is just a little bit of this impressive woman's bio. Tami Bonnell is an internationally renowned speaker and 30-plus year veteran in the real estate industry. She is an information junkie and is passionate about investing in people. Yes. Tami is an active member of the National Women's Council of Realtors, NAWRB's Diversity and Inclusion Leadership Council, and was honored by STEM Connector, with a little register mark, as one of its 100 corporate women leaders in STEM. STEM, and I know what STEM is because I'm married to an educator, is science, technology, engineering, and math, and it's just a blend of that. So, instead keep enough of that. Instrumental in building 3 major brands. Tami joined Exit Corporate International in 1999 and was appointed CEO in 2012. In 2019, recognized by real estate trend watcher Stefan Swanepoel, I hope I said your name right, Stefan, I'm sorry, as one of the 200 most powerful and influential people in residential real estate, and among the top 10 women leaders. So, without further ado, this is what Tami shared with us today.
In real estate, she's also a dear family member to us as the Exit family and friends. So I'm going to turn it over to Tami and let her speak a little bit. And then Troy and I've got a few things we want to talk to y'all about extra after that. So we'll turn it over to you.
Bravo.
Hi.
Hey.
This office is beautiful. What an amazing job. It's incredible. I love, one of my favorite things, honestly, is coming out and seeing what people built and that they poured their heart into it. But how many of you in the room are agents? Awesome. And how many brokers? Okay. So I think probably the best thing, since we've done grand openings and some of you have been to Adam and all that sort of stuff, is to just give you a couple of things that I see happening that will help you to do more business. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. So part of my job as CEO is to be a good forecaster. Not to bore you to tears, but I sold my first house when I was 13. I sold on site for builders until I was old enough to get my real estate license, and I put myself through school selling real estate. So I have been in your shoes. I fell in love with the back room. I fell in love with showing people how to make money, and sold franchises, taught mergers and acquisitions, and that's how I ended up into here. I fell in love with Exit. I actually came in to see what the competition was doing, and I was top in the world for another brand, and I came in to see what the competition was doing, and kind of like Jerry Maguire, they had me at hello, right? And within 20 minutes, I knew I was going to buy the rights to the New England states. So I shifted my life in a second. You know, I feel like the guy from Gillette. I liked the company so much I bought it. And so I became a regional owner and bought all the New England states before we even had an office in the United States. And it was just that magical, and it was just that strong of an opportunity. And I was instrumental in building 3 major brands, so I really did my homework. And I'm a lunatic on doing homework. I'm an information junkie, and I'm really focused on good math. And I had not witnessed anything that made more sense than this, that was a better opportunity for agents to really build true family wealth, for brokers to build true family wealth, and to have that for an opportunity. But I love looking at where opportunities are coming from and where those windows are. And we have some really great windows right now. And so I just wanted you to have a perspective. And to have that perspective, I'm going to start a little bit with a 30,000 foot view, and hopefully not bore you to tears. And by the way, for anybody that has a mobile business card, if you text 85377 and just punch in TAMI and hit send, you'll get my mobile business card. And if you just want to say, hey, can you just send me a couple bullet points from I was here this day, I'm more than happy to do it. Give me a couple of days, I'm on a lot of planes. But I promise I will send the information back out. I always respond. So having that 30,000 foot view, that 30,000 foot view is an opportunity for you to have trends, understand where the business is headed and where there are windows of opportunity for you. If I was in this room and it was 2007, I would be saying, kids, make friends with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac because the stuff's going to hit the fan, right? And people that did ended up with unbelievable opportunities for short sales and foreclosures, and they were where the business is, and that's part of the puzzle. But we also have disruptors that are out there right now, and so we have people that are thinking they can put a square peg into a round hole and that somebody's going to buy because of technology. 90% of consumers want a trusted advisor, but I'm going to change that word for you because it's not really just a trusted advisor. You want to be the solution for whoever you're in front of. So if you're a broker, you want to be a solution for an agent. How can I help you to do better? What are your dreams? Where do you see yourself going? But the same thing is true with selling real estate. That consumer is drowning in data and they're starving for knowledge. They want to know how it impacts them. It doesn't matter if it's a first-time home buyer that's sitting there that's a water heater away from being able to pay their mortgage, or it's somebody that's an investor, somebody that's moving up, or somebody that's downsizing, or somebody that's relocating. But when you're ahead of those windows of opportunity and you match it up with building a relationship with those people, I promise you, you'll excel. And I'm going to give you a couple examples just for a picture, but let me go through the view first. So 30,000 foot view, pay attention to inmannews.com, pay attention to Risk Media, pay attention to the Wall Street Journal, pay attention to Realtor.org. You know, more consumers go on than realtors, which is kind of crazy. But it'll tell you all the trends that are going on in your marketplace. It'll tell you the average sales price. It'll tell you what's selling. It'll tell you the changes that are going on in insurance and mortgage. And if there's anything that you have to watch out for crisis-wise, now you have a perspective. And sometimes you can see a window of opportunity before anyone else does. Then you get to the 2,000 foot view and the street level view. And to me, that's having allies, like the allies that are in this room. And thank you so much for your support. All of us working together will make all the difference in the world. You want to friend them on Facebook, connect with them on LinkedIn, Google them, make sure they have an excellent reputation, find out what's really important to them and add value to their life. 2 phrases I want you to remember. Number 1 is value equals income. Don't worry about whether you're going to get paid from the first person you get in front of. Value will always equal income. So it doesn't matter. I'll give advice to anybody and they can be from anywhere because I know it's going to turn around and come back at some point in time. And it's all about us doing the right thing. Then we can raise the bar on where we are in the industry and we can make a difference for where we are. If you could get a bonus based on how well loved and how well respected you were in the industry and everybody said you should go to her because she knows what she's doing, think of that multiple of where you're going to be. But those allies are going to tell you what's going on. And I'm going to give you a couple allies today that are especially important based on going through COVID and having all the things that are going on right now. So you want to have a dirty dozen, a dozen people that work on the business, not in it. Appraisers, home inspectors, mortgage companies, insurance companies. You can find out what are the changes going on in mortgage. What should I be aware of so that I can serve my client to the best of my ability? What changed last year? What's changing next year? What's going on with insurance? We're seeing some crazy, can somebody get that? We're seeing some crazy climate change issues, right? And we're seeing floods and we're seeing storms, so insurance is going to have a big impact. And we're going to find out that there's going to be different things that we need to pay attention to. If you're the one that has the answers you're the one that's going to make the income. I want to add 2 people to that list for you. And one is making sure that you pay attention to movers, believe it or not. Forbes.com, Forbes has a migration chart. It's a pretty good migration chart, but we had a lot of people that stayed home, and I witnessed it with 9/11. I've been in this business for a really long time, and I can tell you that a lot of times when something happens like this, an incident, 9/11 was an incident, COVID is an incident, believe it or not, Y2K was an incident. And so it makes people stop and think. More people had time to stay home and think, what's my quality of life? What do I want to do? Where do I want to be? And there are a lot of people that have decided they want to work fewer hours, they want to work from home, they want to move further out, they want to be in a bigger property so that they can actually be home more. They're going to be commuting less often. So we're going to see some changes there. We're going to see a lot of older people want to move further out because it's less likely that they'll get sick if this bounces back again. My oldest brother is a nurse, and after 9/11, he was running a national nursing organization across home health care across the whole entire country. He was president of the National Nurses Association, and in 6 weeks' time, he moved to Costa Rica and went from working 100 hours a week to working 6 weeks on and 6 weeks off, made more money than he did running a national organization, and he's had this amazing quality of life, right? There are a lot of people that have literally, we've been on fast forward for so long, they're stopping and saying, I need to take stock of where I am. There are people that want to make more money because they're saying, I need to take stock of where I am. It's a perfect opportunity for sponsoring, by the way, for all the exit agents, because there are a lot of people, I get nonstop calls, nobody's telling me anything, nobody's helping me, nobody's telling me what to do. I don't know what to do. They're just hiding from us so that they don't have to give us answers. It's a perfect opportunity for you to have conversations and say that you have the answers. So paying attention to that is really important. Make friends with movers because they're going to know companies that are going to move in. The last office we were at, it looks like Amazon might move in. That would be a great opportunity to run into some people to be able to serve, right? But there are going to be companies that are going to be moving in here, and there are going to be companies that are going to move out. We're going to see some serious changes with malls turning into condo projects. We're going to see them turn into 55 and older projects. We're going to see mixed use in a lot of commercial spaces. And we're going to see people say, you know what, I don't need this much space, and since we can have quality of life, I'm going to move to a different location than where I am. Movers are going to know before anyone else. Make sure that you connect with somebody that's actually moving companies. The migration chart is great, it's on Forbes.com, but we're going to see some shifts. We're already seeing shifts that aren't in the migration chart yet. They're not there. So make connections with them so that you absolutely know what's going on. Second place, and I can't emphasize this enough, planning board or municipalities. Make friends or connect with somebody that works for the planning board or municipalities and pay attention to what the changes are that are going on in your own neck of the woods. I live in a community that has about 9,000 people. I live in a 1890s farmhouse. I live in the Northeast, and our town only has 9,000 people. There's about 3,200 homes, and they had someone come into the planning board. I'll politely use the word idiot, but they had a planning board about 15 years ago, and he changed the laws on the properties. And these are really old farm homes that most of them are 6,000 to 12,000 square feet. And they deemed that anything, a lot of them had in-law apartments so that farmers could actually have help that lived in those apartments to help work the farms. And then it turned that the parents ended up moving into the apartment and the kids took over the farm, and that's kind of how it worked through time. And he decided that anything over 800 square feet for an ancillary apartment, like some of these are 12,000 square feet properties, right? That anything over 800 square feet was now considered a two-family, and it dropped the value of the properties between $150,000 and $300,000 depending on the house.
Wow.
Well, the law was changed, and I'm friends with somebody from the planning board, and the law was changed, and they shifted the rule around, and it actually added $150,000 to $300,000 a house for 549 homes in a town with only a little over 3,000 homes, right? I told one of our agents, he went and door knocked every single person. He got 48 listings in 5 days.
Wow.
I had the opportunity when I was back selling, and I found, connecting with movers, that Hewlett-Packard was relocating a whole bunch of people in. They relocated 33 people in, and I got 31 of them and did 31 deals in 1 month. You can do it by just paying attention. You want to be, so I want you to, instead of trusted advisor, I want your word to be that you're going to be the solution for whoever you're in front of. I'm going to be the solution for whoever I'm going to be in front of. I'm going to do enough homework so that I can tell you there's an opportunity out there for you to do more business. And the second I do that, everything's going to change. I had an opportunity to speak a couple years ago in Washington, D.C. I was actually speaking to the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and I got to do an exit event. And there was a young man there that was going for a listing appointment, and there were 4 people going for the listing. I said, make sure you're last. And so he went in to do the listing. I said, do me a favor, Google him, friend him on Facebook, and connect with him on LinkedIn. At that time, Investing in Opportunities Act was out, which if you're aware of it or not, it was an act that was kind of put in under the radar. And Investing in Opportunities Act, look it up, it's still there. If you sell anything that ends up with capital gains, so you sell a residence, you sell a business, you sell artwork, they'll let you divert your taxes for 7 years and cut it down by 15% 7 years from now, as long as you invest in an opportunity zone. They're trying to create more middle class. And so you're investing in areas, here's the coolest part, where you invest, you keep 100% of the profits and you pay 0 tax. So I was explaining it, and he was telling me that he thinks this gentleman owns his own business. I just said, Google him, friend him on Facebook, connect with him on LinkedIn. I said, go in and here's what I want you to ask him. What are your real estate dreams? Where do you see yourself in the next 1, 3, 5 years? When do you plan on retiring? How do you plan on setting up the sale of your business? And he said he owned his house outright, and he wanted to know what it was worth, and he wanted to know if now was the right time to sell. He was thinking of selling it because he was going to move a couple states south, and he wanted to buy a house on the ocean in the Carolinas. And he said, let me do some homework. And he did some homework, and he came back and he said, look, the value of your property is going up. I wouldn't sell right now. You can end up with more money. But the value of properties are going up on the water too, so I think you should buy there if you're prepared to do it, and I'll send you a referral to buy there, and I'll teach you how to do short-term rentals. He taught him how to do short-term rentals, and he paid off that property in 2 years. He sold his house, but he sold his house 1.5 years later and made $150,000 more than he would have if the house was listed then. By the way, all 3 other people that came in just tried to list the property, right? Go for the jugular. Instead of going in, and don't get me wrong, I like to fight, but not in front of a client. So anyway, he also in that time frame helped him buy 5 investment properties because of all the money he made in the short-term rental. He owned that outright. He sold his property, made $150,000 more. Long story short, that man's net worth was $2.4 million more than it was before he met him. How many places do you think he's going to shout this guy's name from the rooftops? That's when you get the bonus of your lifetime. But on top of that, not only did he make him that much money, he did 7 transactions instead of 1. So start thinking about how can I be the solution and how can I add value to this person's life. Value equals income. Put that everywhere. Remember it so that you're going in and you're adding value all the time. But now you have to have a perspective on something else. And there's 2 things that you have to have a perspective on. So I need to have the 30,000 foot view, the 2,000 foot view, the street level view, the view of where I am. Your allies will tell you what's going on. They'll tell you what's going on in mortgages, what's going on in insurance. They might even tell you an office that's happy or not happy, that maybe you'll have an opportunity to introduce somebody into the company. But you have to add value to their life too. So Google them, friend them on Facebook, connect with them on LinkedIn, and find out what's really important in their life so that you can actually help them do better. Together as a team, you'll serve the consumer better, right? That makes more sense. But the other part you have to understand is you need to have a perspective on the consumer that you're serving, and you need to have a perspective on yourself. What are you good at? What do you think you can really represent? I'm pretty good at, I'm an information junkie. I'm pretty good at understanding this business. I've certainly been in it long enough. I know how to show people how to make money. I can talk okay, but no one in the world is going to ask me to fix their computer, right? I give them away to schools all the time. Here, you're welcome. I'm just going to buy another one. But you have to know what you're good at. Some of you are really good with building a relationship and getting close and up close and personal, and maybe the trend for you, because there's a tremendous amount of it around, is serving seniors. Maybe you're really good with details and you can paint a picture for somebody and you should represent new construction. But whatever it is that you need to represent, you need to really be able to be true to yourself and know what it is that you can serve. maybe you're really a detail person and you love numbers, and investors are the best place for you to go because you can show people how to get a return on their investment. But be honest about it. Anybody that, within Exit, we pay attention to personality profiles, so I'm a really high D. And I walk into my office and I have the people that are in my office, and I tell them, I have to remind them who I am so that they don't get their feelings hurt, because it's very easy for me to just run through the wall, right? I have an agenda and I gotta go get on another plane. So I tell them, look, Michelle, Jeanette, it's okay. You can actually tell me as I'm running through with one giant run-on sentence and telling you to do this, 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 and this, and grabbing all my stuff. It's okay to say, hey, I'm fine, Tim. Have a great weekend. The kids are great. And stop me in my tracks. It's okay to do that. You've got to be honest with your consumer too, and just say, here's how I work and here's how it's going to help you. Be honest about it. If you're not a people person, you don't have to be a people person. If you're a detail person, if I can show you how to make more money in less time and have a better quality of life, we should probably chat, right? It's being really comfortable with yourself. But the other part of it is putting yourself in that person's shoes. Be that individual. Understand what is going on. If it's a first-time home buyer and they're trying to figure everything out and how they can afford everything, you want to feel what they're feeling so that you know that they're not going to walk away a water heater away from not being able to pay their mortgage. If it's somebody that wants to move up or somebody that wants to invest, you really want to know that, but you want to know what's going on in their life too. Nobody's going to share what's going on with them personally or financially if you don't get close enough to find out. Nobody's going to come in and share with you everything. I'm in the middle of a divorce. I'm scared to death. I'm not sure if I'm going to lose my job. I think we need to downsize. We may be relocating, but I'm not really sure what it's going to be like over there. They're not going to share with you all that stuff unless you get in close enough. But when you can find a common ground by looking them up and you can make a comment so that you notice they have a daughter getting married and you went through the same thing. Hey, let me share a couple things so you don't have a breakdown, right? Being really connected with those people will make all the difference in the world. I'm just a regular human being, but I've broken 7 world records in selling, and I can tell you every bit of it had to do with doing the 30,000 foot view, the 2,000 foot view, the street level view, but more than anything, knowing what I was good at and understanding the person in front of me. As personalized as you can possibly make it. I get 500 to 1,000 newsletters on the same day from realtors across the country, and they're identical. Do you think anybody cares about that? You just change your name and you put in a thing, or do you think it's better to send a video and say, hey, I was just thinking about you. I saw this article and I think it might help your daughter. Hey, I was just thinking about you and I saw this opportunity and I thought maybe it might be something you want to attend. I know you're really into this and it just made me think of you. You will be adding value, and it is literally like having a compound interest in the human being that's in front of you. That's where you want to be. That's where you break world records. That's where you get stuff done. I promise you it's true. So understanding yourself, understanding the consumer, making it personal, and looking at where there are windows of opportunity. I shared with you there are going to be people because of COVID that are going to be moving. Some are going to move out of the country. A lot of people from California are moving further inland. We're going to see in your lifetime, we're going to see climate change foreclosures. We are going to see more people move in. I live outside of Boston. I actually live at 300 feet above sea level, which is probably about one of the highest points other than mountains in Massachusetts. But Boston is at sea level. Do you think it's going to really be here if we continue with the climate change that we're having? What are the things that are going to be rearranged? New Orleans is below sea level. Miami is below sea level. A lot of these people are going to move closer to the middle of the country. Elderly people are going to be moving further and further south because they want it to get warmer and warmer. Our winters are getting really harsh. I live outside of Boston, and where I live, last year we had 37 feet of snow. That's a lot of snow. We had snow for 6.5 months. Not for 3 months during the little winter time, 6.5 months. So we're going to see a lot of people move to those regions. Within Exit, make friends with people from all over so that you can build connections with people and you can do referrals that close. We have the highest person-to-person, office-to-office average of any brand out there because we don't charge for those referrals. You guys can do it yourselves in between. We're not nickeling and diming anybody to death. If we get leads that come on the web, we send them out directly. We don't touch it. And that can be for an agent or for a transaction. We're all about, if we can add value to your life and we can help you to do better. This entire company was built on human potential. And sometimes that's just seeing somebody and just seeing something in them and pointing them a little bit in the right direction, and you have that same ability yourself with everybody you work with, and that will really change lives. How many of you got scared when COVID was announced? Got worried about where you were gonna be, and you know what? We've all been in unknown circumstances before, and we're still here, right? We've all been in front of things that we weren't sure of. I just want to tell you one thing, and then I promise I'll stop talking. But I just feel like I need to pour in order to be here and be present, so that you actually have something that you can walk away with and apply to your business. And I think that that's so important. All of us have been in an unknown circumstance before, and we're still here. You've got to remember, fear is a feeling, not a fact. And the more facts I have around it, and the more I am in control of my day. I start my day off with me being in control. Before I go on the road, I was in a hotel, the same hotel as Tori and Kathy and Frankie last night, and so before I go to bed, I ask myself who I helped today and what do I need to address tomorrow, so that I make sure that I can sleep. I write it down, and before I come out the door to go where I'm gonna go, I close my eyes and I take 120 seconds and I picture how I want the day to go. Who do I want to help? How do I want them to feel? The more you do that, the more you'll be in control of your day, and you'll start that day in control instead of letting the circumstances that are around you control you. Don't watch the news after 6 p.m. It's not worth it, and it doesn't change. Honestly, it doesn't change, and it's not going to help you. Figure out some kind of mantra for yourself that you feel is going to help you. I don't care if it's playing the theme to Rocky, right? But some sort of mantra that's going to put you in that great frame of mind that is going to give you the best possible opportunity out of your day. My favorite quote, and I use it all the time, fate whispered to the warrior, "You cannot withstand the storm." And the warrior whispered back, "I am the storm." Every time I have somebody that I need to have a tough conversation with, or I need to go somewhere or talk people off the cliffs or any of that sort of stuff, I say it before I walk in, and it's in control. I was thinking about it here because this is Exit Magic City, right? Jack Lemmon, who was a phenomenal actor, every time before he walked on a stage doing a play, or every time before he walked on a stage to do a movie, and for some of you that are too young to even know who Jack Lemmon is, look him up, because he was phenomenal, an amazing actor. But every time before he walked through that door to go do what it is he had to do, he said, "It's magic time." And that seems to be a perfect thing for right here. I'm grateful that I got to be here. Thank you.
Oh, we're grateful. Wasn't that amazing? And, you know, the way Tami explained it was so simple and methodical. You take it a 30,000 foot view, and you keep taking it down. You start there and you keep taking it down until you're street level. And Tami has invited us to text her if we would like a bullet point description of the 30,000 foot view of real estate. And you can do that by texting Tami to 85377. And I'll have that here, I think, or there, probably there. And it's, you can download her mobile business card, and you'll have all her contact details, and you can then text her requesting the bullet points for the 30,000 foot view of real estate. If you have any question about exit, and you want a realtor's viewpoint on it, feel free to contact me. And you can do that by texting Jana May, to all one word, to 85377. Download my mobile business card and send me a text. Call me, email me, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have. And I think I'll put it here. Yeah. Jana May, all one word, to 85377. So meanwhile, be safe, be healthy, and be unusual. Bye, y'all.